यही तो गुण है मुझ में।
Hey film friends, I'm Nick Furman. This is Furman On Film. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll be discussing the 2018 Indian horror film, Tumbbad. Tumbbad relates a mythological story about a goddess who created the entire universe. Then her firstborn and favorite son Hastar, in his lust for both food and money, is sentenced to dwell in her womb forever, with no exposure to humankind. That is, until humans build a temple in his honor and begin a decades-long quest for hidden treasure. Okay, let's start with what I liked about Tumbbad. I was sucked in by the atmosphere of this village from the very beginning, a town which never sees the end of rain. Tumbbad's opening images of the gates of the temple recall Kurosawa's Rashomon in delightful ways. And from there, we're treated to another really strong asset of the picture, powerful strings playing in a score which is always dynamic, propulsive, pounding. There is just really impressive visual imagery throughout the film. Its landscapes are rich and artistic in detail. The whole project is really a gothic fairy tale or a folk horror yarn. So it's sumptuous in story and images in a way that a lot of other horror films are not. And I would say because of this that it's also not very scary. But that's not at all to say not very well made. The set design and practical effects are fantastic inside the goddess's womb, what we'll call the well from here on out. And this goes along with great makeup on the demonic grandma character. Sleep, else Hastar will come for you. As well as Hastar's CGI form inside the well. Beyond this, Tumbbad is just punctuated with some really memorable sequences. The first scene with the boy and the grandma has some shaky cam following shots and dim lighting. There are several memorable moments in the well, but the opening scene there just ratchets up the tension to the highest level. Visually, it also does a great job of showing the decaying state of the man as he gives way to the obsession of greed. And the house's increasingly dilapidated state, much like Poe's Fall of the House of Usher, matches this man's inner state. Finally, Tumbbad features a finale which is wonderfully unexpected, yet entirely fitting. Okay, so let's move on to what I disliked. Well, I really just got done mentioning it. This is a slow burn horror story which almost plays like a historical drama at many points. For some people, the emphasis will be on the slow here. If you like your horror with jump scares and quick cuts, 90 minutes in and out, then Tumbbad probably is not for you. If you can sit and luxuriate in its richness and its foregrounded story, however, then this really might be your cup of tea. But I have to say, this is a long movie whose moral is something we all know too well. In other words, while the story and visuals and sound are bountiful, the plot development is really pretty basic at a conceptual level. We all know greed is bad and can destroy you. Yet, on the other hand, greed is a primal human emotion, and Tumbbad captures that very well. Beyond these things, just a couple of little gripes from an admittedly Western mind. Anyone with any degree of Indian film knowledge will come to expect these musical montage sequences which function like asides from the main story. They are, as usual, really well done here. I just think for this kind of genre picture, they can take you out of the exhilaration of the plot somewhat. And I'm still wrestling with whether I found some of the acting in this picture a little uneven at times as well. Again, could just be my own eyes, and I do think that some of the more hysterical behavior of some of the participants comes as a result of being caught up in greed's deadly grip. Okay, so let's move on to some of my own original thoughts and the themes of the picture. Let me just say, Tumbbad became the first ever Indian film to open the prestigious Venice International Film Critics Week. So we can't take that lightly at all. And as we've noted, it's a film that is steeped in story and mythology, a fable about the pernicious dangers of greed. Its central theme, clearly stated, is that opportunities for prosperity always come with a cost. It's like folk or gothic horror with fantastical elements in this central temple locale. And I love how it is tied to this otherworldliness of demonic gods, like something that Clive Barker may have created. I also wondered, and maybe someone from its country of origin could help clue me in here, there are colonial elements sort of hanging just outside the story here, like the officer on the rooftop, which had me pondering whether Tumbbad was allegorizing the rapacity and corruption of British imperialism as well. So what do we conclude? Tumbbad is a spellbinding story of greed and avarice that stretches across decades and several generations in one unfortunate family. It contains enthralling cinematography, an unforgettable monster, an immersive score, and a conclusion which really drives its central theme home like a stake to the heart. Well, now you're just mixing up horror stories. It's an Indian horror entry which should not be missed, and hopefully a sign of many more to come. Well, there you have it. The only thing left to discuss is our rating for this film. FOF gives Tumbbad 3.8 out of 5 stars. If you enjoyed this review, please let us know by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Also, don't forget to visit FurmanOnFilm.com for even more movie content. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Furman. This is Furman on Film. Stay firm, my friends.